Welcome to the next episode of WaterparkRangers Let's Play Wind Waker. Last episode, we got further in this dungeon, the Tower of the Gods, defeated the mini-boss of the dungeon, the Dark Nut, more like completely destroyed him. And as a reward, we got this item, the Hero's Bow. We can use it to shoot these eye targets. The Boomerang is blunt, so it won't have the same effect. It won't have any effect, actually. So you need the Boomerang, you need the bow and arrows, to be able to hit these eye switches. Of course, they're also really effective as just a sharp projectile weapon. So yeah, using that sequence breaking little deku leaf jump is very helpful for this segment. Otherwise, you have to bother with the grappling hook and positioning yourselves on the platforms. And actually, that's no fun at all. So with the second statue put in place, we'll get to see what effect it has. I'm pretty sure all it does is open a door. Oh, now that I think of it, the door opening back when we got the command melody was not an effect of the command melody. That was probably just the statue opening the door. Yep. Oh yeah, and as one final note on that statue, it looks like a rabbit. I just noticed that. Strangely enough. Anyway, from here, now that you have the bow and arrow, you want to go back to some earlier parts of the dungeon, including here. There is a new enemy that appears here, that giant toucan-looking thing. It's called a Wizrobe, and arrows are great against it, but the Deku Leaf can also stun it temporarily. And the Boomerang works great on it too, for stunning. Unfortunately, bow and arrows are really the only way you can hurt them, due to how they float out of the way normally if you're sword. So by hitting this eye switch with the bow and arrow, we were able to get past that Wizrobe, and you can tell that it's basically just causing a mess back there, because Wizrobes have one attack, anyway that kind does, and that's shooting triple fireballs. And right after the Wizrobe, we have yet another new enemy in the Tower of the Gods. This massive statue called an Armos Knight. It's a bigger version of an enemy that we actually briefly encountered in this dungeon, but it was kind of off camera, so you might not have seen it. So yes, that's how you deal with them. You just kind of wait for them to open their mouths, and then you toss a bomb in. And if you're getting impatient, you can target their eyes, snipe them with an arrow, and they'll open their mouth instantly for you to drop a bomb in. Oh yeah, and they're really generous with explosives, so they're basically just giant cauldrons of items for you. There's really nothing dangerous about them. Well, that might be saying a bit too much. If they knock into you, they can do some decent damage. Honestly, they're not that much of a problem until a later point in the game where you encounter them on, unfortunately, rather narrow spaces. So maybe we can avoid the Wizrobe here if we're really careful. Drop! Whoa, that was close. See, they shoot like fireballs. They're dangerous. So yeah, Wizrobes don't mess around. Anyway, we're going back to an earlier portion of the dungeon once again. Remember the room back where we got the compass? If you don't, it doesn't matter. Your memory will probably be jogged anyway once we go there. It was where we encountered the first bubble of the dungeon, and then I jump attacked it for no good reason. Oh, yeah, I guess the Hero Alliance kind of is pointless. The water will rise soon enough. Can we go underneath this waterfall? Apparently not. The current is too strong. Come on, any day now. Thank you. Wait. Oh, never mind. Now it's rising. Okay. So from here, we'll go back into the compass room. Yeah, you should probably be able to see what normal Armos look like. Oh yeah, and bow and arrows, they're just one-hit KOs for those choo-choos, so you don't even have to Boomerang them anymore if you don't want to. Though I probably will, because I like saving arrows. Because I'm stingy. Oh, nice. It fell right in the treasure chest. That's awesome. We jumped right up. Wait, we're floating in the chest. Okay, that's strange. So yeah, we shot that eye target in here that was here before, and it opens up a secret compartment with another treasure. That is just amazing. So without further ado, let's grab that treasure, and you can probably already guess what it is, because if the other dungeons have been any indication of what extra items are inside the dungeons, then yeah, this is just another treasure chart. But they are good to have. So yeah, now that you have the bow and arrow, more things will start appearing in the dungeon. Like for instance, after you get this treasure, you'll get to encounter the normal version of Armos in this very room. So I think they're actually tougher than Armos Knights, believe it or not. That's just my opinion, because they're faster. You can stun them once again just by targeting the eye, and then get behind them and hit that crystal with your sword. It needs 2 hits to defeat. Though if you hit it with a jump attack or a spin attack, that's an instant kill. And you don't need to stun them. If you do some good sidestepping with targeting, you can get behind them without even having to stun them. So that's a good thing to know. But yes, for that reason that you have to use your sword, I consider them a little bit more dangerous, or at least slightly more irritating than Armos Knights. which is very backwards because Armos Knights are supposed to be the stronger version of those Armos. Armos have been around in the Zelda series actually since the first game, though I guess their incarnations over the series, many iterations, has changed. Like, Beamos usually look quite different. Oh, so yes, the bow and arrow, it can kill Beamos. Just target them, sidestep the laser, and then shoot that ball of light, and they die, just like that. Though bombs also work on them, but of course that's much harder to pull off. But if you can get a bomb to explode next to the fully loaded eye, you can break Beamos that way. And we have 99 bombs, so might as well make good use of that feature, right? Anyway, it's time for us to go after the Tavros-looking statue thing here. Oh, never mind, just bombs. I was hoping some of that would have magic. There's something cool about having a fully loaded double magic meter. So yes, there's another hidden little compartment right here. Just stand here. Oh god, the bats! That was dangerous. Because if they hit us with that bomb, that would have been very annoying. But fortunately, we threw it at just the right moment. So there's a secret room in here. Oh, those Armos Knights actually, strangely enough, are programmed to not activate until you do the Wind's Requiem on this little platform. No, more like emblem thing here on the ground. So once you do that spell, it causes a really cool animation that makes this treasure chest appear. Then grab it quick because our Armos Knights are really mad. And those spikes are not just for show. I think they can do like half a heart to a heart of damage. Like, damage ratios in the Wind Waker are kind of pathetic compared to other Zelda games like Link to the Past, but still, it's not fun to get knocked around when you don't have to, so let's get out of here before we get our legs sliced off by the harmless dark energy discs that won't hurt us. Whoa! I didn't... That was close. I wanted to roll, not look at the floor. Good thing that time mysteriously stops whenever you check anything. Otherwise, we would have been skewered if this game was graphically violent, which it isn't. Let's use the boomerang. The boomerang is still, I believe, a little bit more reliable than the bow and arrow for killing really weak enemies like Peace, because the bow and arrow can misfire, as in, like, it just travels in a straight line, but the boomerangs are slightly homing, so there's a much better chance of them working. However, the boomerangs don't work on bubbles, so you do need to use the bow and arrow if you want to kill them in a hit. But as you saw, the Deku Leaf works wonders too. So here we got more eye switches that our arrows are meant for. So they cause their platforms to activate once they're hit on the platform they're attached to. So now we can ride that platform up to a higher spot in this room. There we go. And we'll just take this up. And actually, the key for this room is right here. So it hardly takes any effort at all. To get further in this room, you get a joy pendant. And it would feel like cheating if we didn't get it. Just because then it would be a treasure chest that I wouldn't be getting, and I'd feel guilty about it. Not like a randomly generated ocean chest that is in a small circle of light. Those I can afford to miss, because you'd never need to get them. Bye-bye, bubble. From here, we'll shoot that eye, if I have good aim, which I don't. Kind of have horrible aim. Wow, geez, usually I get in one hit. Okay, let's focus. Damn! There we go. Yeah, I'm much better with just locking on and using the item. All the arrows are still stuck to the thing. That was downright pathetic. So after we shot that eye, we get that treasure chest up here. You know, I wonder, back when I had even worse aiming as like a really little kid, when I played this game for the first time, I wonder how the hell I ever beat the boss here. Because back then I didn't even know how to use L targeting. I'm serious, I didn't pay attention to any instructions of the game, so I did not L target at all. I never used L targeting. I only learned about it by, like, just about the last dungeon, I think. Because by then you have to know how to parry. Oh, I wonder how I ever managed. No, I must have eventually learned earlier than that. Wow, this is sending me back into, like, a nostalgia trip. Anyway, from here, we'll just climb right back up here. And hopefully the keys really won't be that much of a bother. Also, I wonder why you just can't call them bats. I mean, that's what they are, keys. You don't have to have a name for everything. Obviously, we don't have Dodongos or Octoroks in the real world, but keys are pretty much just the same as bats. Only more cartoonish in this game. So we'll just jump across here now that the scales have been weighed down with those statues, allowing us to get across. And now this room is bat-free. We can use our key to get through to the next room, and we'll continue next episode through this dungeon.